Next we have Cleric. Directly into the do not play this tier. Cleric in solos is really bad. Yeah, it's just bad. I don't even know what to say. Has like no range, really slow.
Please don't go. It's great having you here.
I sold some paintings lately. Maybe your brother told you?
Don't do it to me. I beg you. No.
Nothing. You have nothing to do with this decision.
Where are you going?
Vincent, we can't live side by side.
Vincent!
Our temperaments are incompatible. You must admit that.
Look, I'll be honest. Soul Cleric has definitely seen better days. The multi-class nerfs definitely did a number on Cleric's potential in solo play, although some of those nerfs have been reverted and been restored to their former glory. It still does not have the same punch that it used to have. I would say a lot of people think that this class, though, is the worst solos class to play. Like, the weakest, the most dogshit solos class to play, but I kind of disagree. And I'm gonna tell you why. I think if you build full true magic damage and move speed, and focus on Judgment, Holy Strike, and Locust Swarm with the Faithfulness perk, it's super hard to be killed if you can maintain a proper distance. And the damage output is insane. Utoast and Firebox are two of the most prolific solo cleric content creators out there for Dark and Darker at the moment. And they would probably both agree on the fact that solo cleric is underpowered. I'm going to make a counter argument and say that solo cleric is probably one of the top 3 strongest classes to play in 299 Gear Score lobbies. Why do I think that? Instead of yapping about it more, I'm just going to go ahead and show you.
Solo Cleric is still relatively weak. Solo Cleric is not meta, or it's not that strong, man. The range meta is too overwhelming for Solo Cleric to be that great. Holy Strike's already not super great, but when you add on to it that it's not worth building up damage just for Holy Strike, it became even worse.
He don't look very geared, I'll be honest. Oh, he's geared. Oh, I had to hurt. Strategy here.
out of here, Cleric. You're being a scumbag. Let me kill this bard.
You're both gonna die, peasants. Next. Online. Okay, we are on the new patch, and the gear has been changed, and from what we've known for like the last wipe, you know. So there's different metrics to meet now with this build. I'm gonna go over those shortly. So what I try to aim for is +7 true magic damage. I don't know what you're saying. You're probably like, why +7? Like, it used to be +11. That's not long. That's no longer the case. You get 1 from your hat, 1 from your cloak, 1 from each of your rings. Since you can only roll 1s on these now instead of 2, so it's +4. And then you're going with a Phoenix Choker, either epic or legendary, so 3 or 4 preferably. So this will give you a +7. In the past, I would use a Fox Pendant over a Phoenix Choker because 1 agility would give you 1 movement speed, but that's no longer the case. Now, I believe it's 2 points of agility give you 1 additional movement speed. So my move speed here is 311. If I equip the Fox Pendant, I'll only go to 313, when I should go to 314, technically. So it's always going to be worth it. Like, if I'm to go for the extra true magic damage and the extra agility now, because it doesn't, the agility to move speed is not 1-to-1 anymore. So I usually opt for anywhere between like 32 to 36 knowledge. 34 knowledge is 50% spellcasting speed. Right in the dot. This only says 52 because this neck has a 2 on it. So you should aim for that spellcasting speed +7 true magical damage, 310 to 320 movement speed, and then I usually go for like 40 to 50% magical power bonus with book outs. I'm at 37 now, but with this book, that's another thing. Books have been nerfed. Magical power can only roll up to +3 on books, legs, and chests, I believe, instead of 5 per chest and legs and 6 for the book. But I mean, with this book out, we're still going to be just shy of 50% magic power bonus, which is good, especially in 299 lobbies. At this point in the game and in the patch and in the future for this wipe, I don't know if gear score is going to be a thing, because I know on the live servers right now, gear score is either not working at all, they removed it, or it's 199 and under, or 199 and above. Nobody really knows at this point. But I mean, if it is 299, the metrics just, you know, stay the same. If there's no gear score, they cap up. You know, these are just bare minimums to meet overall. Really good milestones to meet, I suppose. And what you should be aiming for when you're gearing up. You know, you want a combination of movement speed, true magical damage, and spell casting speed at the end of the day. That's all it boils down to. For your perks, you're going to take Faithfulness, Protection from Evil, Perseverance, and Advanced Healer. Faithfulness is going to allow you to slow your enemy with Judgment. Judgment already has a 30% movement speed slow for 2 seconds. And on top of Faithfulness, it's 15% movement speed for 1.5 seconds. That's very big. With this new patch, they also reduced the movement speed penalty for heavier armors. So fighters with sprint now are going to be a lot faster than, you know, we would be accounting for like on last patch and like the whole entirety of the wipe. And this doesn't just go for fighter, but this goes for like anybody wearing armor. Everybody's going to be faster in general, if only slightly. The heavier characters will be a bit faster than normal, and then like rogues, rangers, and all the clothies will be only a little bit faster for the most part. But if you're stacking agility again, that cancels out with the gear, because I mean, 2 agility only giving 1 movement speed. It doesn't really account for, you know, the chaperone being a -2 movement speed instead of a -3 like it was on last patch, you know, or these vestments being a -3 movement speed instead of -5 like they were on last patch, you know. The slight differences, they even out since the agility movement speed scaling got nerfed, I suppose. So that basically does it for perks. The perks are pretty self-explanatory. Protection from Evil reduces the movement speed slow you get when you get like hit by a rogue. Like, I say landmine, but if there's a rogue hiding behind the corner, invis or not, that's like your biggest counter with this build. And this being able to reduce the movement speed slow when they start shanking you, and you can actually run away and reset and heal, or hit them with a judgment, hopefully, and then run away while they're slowed, because rogue's will is naturally low, which means their debuff duration is really low, so they're going to be slowed for a longer amount of time than like a barbarian or a fellow cleric, you know. Perseverance, being able to take less damage for those stabs is really useful. Perseverance is also going to be like a must pick on Cleric, whether you're doing this build or not, because with the new patch, the increased health pools, you're going to get more out of that Perseverance perk than you were able to last patch. Last patch, I think Cleric's starting hit points was like 97 or 98. I don't know what it is now. I don't really have much Vigor gear. My Vigor is only 13, and I have no HP gear. Let me see, it's probably like 110, honestly. It's probably like 108 to 110 is what it is if I took everything off. Let me just see. Yeah, 110. So yeah, you're definitely getting a lot more out of your Perseverance now than you used to before, because that's 3 damage reduction per hit on anything, which is really big. Now, one thing I do want to note is my spells. So I'm taking, for sure, Lesser Heal, Holy Strike. This is the bread and butter. Locust Swarm and Protection. For this slot, you can either do Bless or you can do Bind. Depends on how comfortable you are. I prefer Bless most of the time. There's only like 5% of situations where Bind could save your life, and not having it causes your death. This is usually a Slayer fighter with Sprint. You have to slow them down. They're just too fast. By the time you judgment them, they're swinging a falchion at you, and they're going to swing twice before you're able to get away, and 2 falchion hits will kill you. This kind of goes double for barbarians with rage. A barbarian and light armor with rage, especially like a lizard barbarian that's not wearing a helm or chest piece, you're going to have to use bind to be able to get away, ideally, unless you can close the door in between yourself and them. That's really the only way you're going to be able to get distance without bind. But I preach this, but at the same time, I usually always take Bless, because in most situations, Bless is just ideally better. It's just like, I'll be honest, it's lazy. You do have to hit the bind, and to be honest, bind, it doesn't really work if the enemy jumps in the midair. If they're in midair and you bind them, it doesn't do anything. Like, it doesn't even work. It sounds like it registers, but they can't be bound while they're in midair, so it just doesn't do anything. So Bless, giving you that 3 extra will. So it's 3 extra magic power, 6% extra magic damage bonus, and then of course the 3 extra agility, which no longer is 3 extra movement speed. It's probably gonna be like 1.5, 2 movement speed, because again, 2 agility points is now 1 movement speed, and the 3 extra strength will give you a little bit extra HP. So Bless is just overall just a really good pick for that. I think I pretty much go over everything I want to do with the gearing. Again, applying 299, I usually skimp out on my weapon. I usually get a green Morningstar Flash Mace with basic bitch buckler. This is just for like basically deflecting arrow guys, bola goblins, etc. But you're for sure Phoenix Choker for sure. Either a vestments or even an Oracle Robe, because on the current patch, I'm pretty sure Oracle Robe is only -6 movement speed. So I think that's actually a really good pick now. Yeah, it's only -6, so it's not terrible. That's not bad at all. I mean, granted, the vestment's only -3, but again, that 5 extra knowledge is going to put you in a way better spot spellcasting speed-wise. Granted, you know, the will doesn't hurt anyway, so you can't go wrong with either or. I would just try to stay away from stacking agility as much as you used to. You're going to get most of your movement speed out of your boots, and your boots are going to have to be double movement speed, and now stats only roll up to a +2 instead of a +3 on your stat points here. So like these were +3 loose trousers that have +3 knowledge. They got nerfed to +2. So Lightfoots with agility aren't going to be as good as they used to. Like +3 agility and then movement speed roll used to be really good. Now they're going up to +2. So you're going to want the additional movement speed and the additional movement speed bonus because the max is still +1.5% and +5. You should go for low boots or, you know, Lightfoot boots, of course, because they give the most movement speed. Low boots give them the knowledge with the double movement speed. These are usually cheaper. Not many people use these. Everybody uses Lightfoots. Everybody wants Lightfoots. They're usually expensive. So be on the lookout for low boots, specifically with double movement speed, because that knowledge is not going to go to waste on a caster cleric class that's looking to kite.
Personally, I'm dead. I just didn't. It didn't register.
Contrary to popular belief, PDR will not save you against a rogue, whether he's landmining or not.
Holy crap! Wait, what?
The rogue is still gonna kill you if you're using PDR. Ironically, being squishier, having more movement speed, and being more volatile with your magic damage with my build allows you to counteract the rogues a bit more efficient. That's our geared rogue. If you think a rogue is nearby, you can always use Locust Swarm as a giant, massive AoE invisibility purge, just to be extra sure if a rogue either invis or not.
I mean, pretty satisfying. How many knives do you have? How do you have all these knives and no damage?
I'm not entirely a PDR solo cleric hater. I do enjoy it from time to time. It does feel fun and nice to be like a juggernaut, being able to withstand so many hits, but when you get kited like this time and time again, it just
God, here he goes.
completely makes me go back to a build similar to mine.
Well, yeah, I mean, he doesn't have true damage. Remember when earlier I said every class needs a build? Yeah, building random DS with 500 throwing knives does not count as a build. It does not count.
There are 3 more tips that I can give you to make you a great caster solo cleric. Number 1, abuse judgment at doors, both when your enemy is fleeing from you or coming towards you. On Goblin Caves, you can judgment 90% of the doors because of the little window in the door. Number 2, the bunny hop technique. When you start to cast a spell, if you jump and then just begin to cast, you maintain the momentum, so you don't technically get slowed down during your charging of the cast meter at the bottom, and then if you hit space again as you hit the ground while you're still casting and holding the charge, you'll bunny hop either backwards or forwards or whatever direction you're going, and you will maintain that same speed as if you weren't casting at all and you were running. Very good for distancing. And then the last tip is using Locust Swarm. Although it can be an underwhelming spell and the damage isn't all that great, when you do stack +11 true, the damage gets there. It does something. It does enough to be noticed. But when you're down, when you put yourself down there, it's very strong against Locust Swarm. Like, if you don't expect it and you're not quick on it, like the Cleric casting Locust on somebody who's like backed up in the corner, and doesn't like think that the Cleric is going to use Locust, like with Faithfulness, because it's a 15% slow, it does work. Use Locust Swarm mainly to control enemy movement and herd them to where you want to go, herd them out of areas. When you back an enemy into a corner, Locust Swarm is your best friend, and it never fails. You will do damage to them. It'll do a little bit of damage. It'll slow them with Faithfulness. It gives you time to get your Judgment back off cooldown after you used it initially. He's dead. I don't know if he's dead. Oh, he's dead. Nice. Hopefully this video is able to change the minds of some people that Cleric is dog shit in solos, because I do not think it is. Especially caster Cleric. Even though you can't sack plus 11 true magical damage like you used to, getting that at least plus 6, then up to like plus 8 if you have like a unique choker or a legendary choker, you know, that's really good. That will change, I guess, if they do look at the choker. Supposed to, both the Phoenix choker and the Frost amulet, you know, since they nerfed true damage, will they nerf those items as well? Because now they do seem like hot commodities, but yeah, for now, I think it's still pretty good. I think having an increased health pool on Cleric and having Perseverance, which gives you more bang for your buck the more health you have, is a really good change. Even if you don't invest in health, like Naked Caster Cleric has 110 health, like that's very good. The agility nerf to movement speed is kind of counteracted a bit by the lowering of the movement speed reduction of all gear. And that's not just plate that got the benefit, it's also cloth too. It's like a 40% decrease across the all gear, which is really good. Honestly, you know, obviously you get more bang for your buck if you're going plate, so that reduction is even less, but I still think movement speed's the name of the game, and getting a double rolled movement speed boots is like the gate, like that's like the key to winning your games, it feels like. But especially with this build, when you can use Judgment and Faithfulness to slow somebody in their tracks who's trying to approach you within melee, whether they're sprinting or raging at you, it just definitely seems like the move. If you guys enjoyed the video, I look forward to seeing you guys in the dungeons June 7th, Friday, probably at nighttime in the old US of A. Peace out.